Let's have a little more on the story I was telling you about a short while ago. This is all about the election debates, planned election debates anyway. The BBC this afternoon has rejected an appeal by the DUP in Northern Ireland to take part in the election debates. And we're going to go straight to our studio in Belfast because the leader of the Democratic Unionist Party, Nigel Dodds, is there. Mr Dodds, thank you very much for joining us. It's good of you to come in. I know it's been a busy day. Can I have your response to what's happened then this afternoon?
Well, I think that the decision of the BBC Trust defies belief, quite frankly, because it is wrong, irrational and unjust to exclude Northern Ireland from the national debates if you're going to include the Scottish National Party from Scotland and Plaid Cymru from Wales. But I think in any case, this decision has been overtaken by events, quite frankly, because David Cameron's intervention last night in which he ruled out the election debates during the election campaign and instead proposed a single debate prior to the election campaign has really made this whole process now somewhat of a moot point as far as we're concerned. But we are keen to ensure that Northern Ireland's voice is heard in any national debate that may take place.
What are your thoughts, Mr Dodds, now on the likelihood, I suppose, of us having a campaign which features debates?
Well, I think it's highly unlikely now. I think that David Cameron has made it clear that he's not going to participate in debates after the dissolution of Parliament, so the only possibility is a debate before that. And quite frankly, I welcome the fact that the Prime Minister did allude to the fact that the DUP should be involved, that it was unjust that we should be excluded. And the broadcasters really have a big question to ask of themselves now. Having made a complete mess of this, and in my view, this means that from now on in we should have an independent commission or such like looking after these events. The broadcasters and politicians should be left out of it, but that's for another day. But in terms of what happens now, I think that we would like to see a debate going ahead. We would like to see the debates take place during the election campaign. But it should be on the basis of a head-to-head between the Prime Minister and the Leader of the Opposition or national parties. But once you start including the Scottish National Party in Scotland, Plaid Cymru in Wales in national debates, then you've got to include the Democratic Unionist Party in Northern Ireland because we have more MPs and more votes than some of those parties that are being included.
And do you have any sympathy at all, Mr Dodds, with the view that if you ask the DUP to take part, well then your other colleagues in Northern Ireland and other parties would also need to be included?
Well, you see, I go back to the point that I've made. We hadn't asked to be included originally. We were perfectly accepting of the fact that there would be a local Northern Ireland debate, just as there would be one in Scotland and one in Wales. But when the broadcasters decided to include the Scottish National Party and Plaid Cymru, then they opened for themselves that problem about Northern Ireland and the number of parties. So I'm afraid it's a problem for the broadcasters and another illustration of the complete mess that they've made of the broadcasts debate, the debate broadcasts. And I think that they really will be looking back on this as a very, very sorry episode indeed.
Mr Dodds, good of you to join us. Thanks very much for giving your reaction.
Thank you.
Thank you.